There's something happening in football that nobody seems to want to talk about. It's not a scandal, it's not a super league, it's not a VAR disaster. It's something quieter, but far more dangerous. Today's footballers are being run into the ground, not figuratively, literally. The world's best athletes, the most talented young players, the most consistent performers are being pushed beyond their physical and mental limits. In 2025, it's now common for a top-level footballer to play 60 to 70 matches per season. That's not an exaggeration, it's the new normal. Between domestic leagues, European competitions, national team matches, international qualifiers, preseason tours, and now an expanded Club World Cup, footballers are operating inside an endless cycle of travel, pressure, and exhaustion. And for some players, even that number is conservative. Take Lamine Yamal. He's only 18 years old, just a teenager. But already, he's played over 125 matches. His development, recovery, and rest have all taken a back seat to the demands of the football calendar. And it's not just him. Look at Pedri. 2 seasons ago, he played 73 matches in less than 12 months. He went from a breakout star to an injury-riddled talent struggling to stay on the pitch. Bukayo Saka, Gavi, Vinicius Jr., Bellingham, the list is endless. Bright young stars who are playing non-stop every 3 days, every competition, every continent. But here's the deeper issue. It's not just about tired legs. It's about broken bodies, burnt-out minds, and a system that refuses to change. Let's rewind. 20 years ago, a top-level footballer might play 40 to 50 matches per season. It was still intense, don't get it twisted, but there were breaks. There were off-seasons. There were recovery windows. A summer could mean 5 to 6 weeks of rest. Not anymore. Fast forward to now, the football calendar has exploded into a year-round treadmill. Domestic leagues, that's 34-38 matches. Add domestic cups like the FA Cup, Copa del Rey, or DFB Pokal. That's another 5 to 8 games. Champions League or Europa League. 6 group stage games, then knockout rounds. Then layer on international duty, Euro and World Cup qualifiers, Nations League, and friendlies. For South American, African, and Asian players, you've got Copa America, AFCON, and the Asian Cup. Add the preseason marketing tours, and you've got a footballer playing in 5-7 competitions in a single year. Now, FIFA is adding a 32-team Club World Cup that could add another month of fixtures and travel in the summer. That's potentially 7 additional matches. At a time when players are supposed to be recovering, what's worse is the way these matches are distributed. It's not just about quantity, it's about intensity and frequency. Players are now competing every 48 to 72 hours. High-intensity sprints, cross-country flights, tactical battles. Elite football demands more speed, more pressing, more output than ever. But the recovery windows haven't grown. They've disappeared. Studies show the human body needs at least 72 hours to recover from elite physical effort. Yet most players have less than 60, sometimes even 48, before they're expected to go again. And you don't need a medical degree to know what happens next. The consequences are already here. You can see them in the injury reports, in the press conferences. On the pitch, Pedri, once hailed as Spain's next great midfielder, played 73 matches in a single year. The following seasons, he's missed over 300 days due to muscle injuries. His hamstrings, quads, and calves can't keep up. His body gave up before his talent ever could. Gavi suffered a torn ACL in a meaningless international match at just 19 years old. The diagnosis? Season-ending, potentially career-altering. His workload wasn't just high, it was insane. Week in, week out, high-stakes football at every level. Bukayo Saka, still only 22, has played nearly every game for Arsenal and England since he was 18. In 2023, he showed signs of fatigue. His sprints dropped, his finishing dipped, the spark was flickering. Yet every week, he was still on the team sheet. Because Arsenal needed him, because England needed him, because the machine needed him. Vinicius Jr., one of the most electrifying players in the world, finally suffered a major hamstring tear in 2023. Not due to a rough tackle, not a collision, just overuse. Too much acceleration, too many minutes. These aren't isolated cases, they're part of a pattern. According to FIFPro, over 70% of top-level players report playing matches while not fully fit. More than half say they've taken painkillers or injections just to get through games. Nearly a third say they've had no proper off-season for 3 years straight. That's not performance. That's damage control. That's survival. And it's not just bodies breaking down, it's minds. If players can't say it, managers will. Jurgen Klopp, in 2020, exploded over the fixture list. He called it criminal. Not excessive, criminal. Pep Guardiola has warned. We are killing the players. Carlo Ancelotti, Thomas Tuchel, Erik ten Hag, they've all echoed the same thing. The calendar is out of control. Managers know they can't rotate endlessly. Fans want stars, boards want trophies, sponsors want exposure. And there's no room for mistakes. You might think they can just rest players, but how? Every match matters. League points, cup progression, international rankings. Squad rotation isn't a luxury when the entire calendar is packed to the edges. There's no margin for error and no time for recovery. This isn't just affecting fitness. It's affecting performance, team dynamics, and the very style of football we see on the pitch. Managers have been ringing alarm bells for years. But it's not them who hold the power. So why does nothing change? One word, money. Every additional match equals broadcast revenue, ticket sales, sponsor deals, and digital content. More football means more money for everyone but the players. FIFA dreams of a Club World Cup that rivals the Champions League. UEFA keeps expanding tournaments. National teams play more often than ever. Domestic leagues squeeze in winter games. Preseason? That's not for training, it's for branding. Players have become assets, not athletes. Investments, not individuals. And fans. Yes, we're part of this too. We binge matches, demand content, and want more of everything. More Messi, more Mbappe, more Haaland, more now. Football is treated like Netflix, always streaming, never resting. FIF Pro has called for match caps. A limit on how many games a player can play per year. Others propose mandatory rest periods, fewer international friendlies, and protected off-seasons. Player unions are starting to push back, but the power imbalance is massive. Will we see a player strike? Maybe. Will clubs ever boycott tournaments? Only if the money stops flowing. And the hardest question of all, will fans accept fewer matches to protect players? Because if nothing changes, here's the future. Players peaking at 23 and burning out by 27. Talents fading before they ever fully shine. Football turning into a carousel of injuries, fatigue, and lost potential. We won't just lose stars, we'll lose what made football magical in the first place. This sport wasn't built on calendars. It was built on passion, on moments, on people. And the people, the players, are sending a message they're tired. If this video opened your eyes, don't stay silent. Drop a comment. Are players being pushed too far? 2. Like the video if you believe they deserve better. Subscribe to join the conversation because football is changing and it's time we talk about it.